Today, I'm going to show you a brand new method I've used for creating very humanized content so that you can bypass AI detectors. Plus, the content itself is some of the best I've seen when it comes to actually writing something that feels and looks human. Now, we're going to be testing this out on Zero GPT because that's free for everyone to test at home. And what I've done is I've actually created this custom GPT so that you can just automate the process, plug in your keyword, and you're good to go. And actually, I really love the content that's inside here. Like, it reads really nicely. So I'll comment to how I've created this and some examples of content in a second. But if we go to edit GPT right here, I'm just going to call this content humanizer. The reason that I'm actually showcasing this is because inside the SEO boardroom, as you can see right here, a lot of people are saying the previous prompt I had scored really well in Zero GPT, but I want to take that to a whole new level, right? And I'm going to show some examples of what it looks like before, after, and also what it looks like with your generic sort of chat GPT fluff. So from here, we've got the content humanizer tool. You will get access to it at the end of the video. And if you want to see what prompts I'm using to create this content, let me plug it in right here. So I've said write the copy from the ad style attack, and I've actually attached some new ads I wanted to test out, which you can see right here, right? So for example, we've got this ads copy right here. And the way that I write ads copy is like really humanized, interesting, funny, capturing attention, etc. Right? And so I was like, well, why don't I just steal that same style and plug it into ChatGPT? So I downloaded all of these ads copy that are actually quite funny. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I wrote it myself, for example, like here's how I went from crickets to 145,000 visitors a month without selling my soul to Google, dancing on TikTok, or sacrificing a laptop to the SEO gods. Right? The copy is pretty nice, if you ask me. And what I've done is use that to create more humanized content inside this custom GPT. So I've uploaded the knowledge from that file, plugged in these instructions, and then if we just want to test it out, so for example, I'll just put like get started so you can see how this works from start to finish. And it's going to say, right, just drop the keyword you'd like me to focus on, and I'll start crafting some comedy filled, easy to read content. Bear in mind, like custom GPTs are free for anyone to use, even if you don't have a Chat GPT subscription. But if you do want the prompts that you want to steal from me, then I will give you access in minutes. From here, we're going to say, okay, keyword equals, just as a random example, we'll put link building inside the content creation for the keyword right here. But again, you could apply this to any niche, any industry, etc. And what you can see here is like, number one, it does insert the keyword inside the content. So you got, for example, inside the title. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to plug this into the AI detector. I don't know if this is going to work 100%, but we're going to plug it in and I'll compare the outputs of this versus your sort of generic chat GPT or AI SEO tool. So we'll click on detect text over here and you can see, so we'll test out the first paragraph and you can see it comes out as your text is 100% human written, which is pretty nice. Now it's not magic because I bet if we took the whole article, not just the introduction paragraphs, but if we took the whole article and plugged it into Zero GPT, like you can see right here. So let me delete all the content, plug this in, get it going again. And now you can see it only comes out at like 29% out of 100%. So even though it says text is likely generated by AI and GPT, it's only coming out at 30%. Now, if you don't like the look of this, if you're like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to include the content. I don't want that human. I want it to be 100%, right? Maybe I can't take any risks. Maybe you're doing this for clients. Maybe your clients really care about this sort of stuff, right? So what I'm going to do is inside the test, I'm going to delete the stuff that feels AI generated to the detector, right? So I'm going to delete this highlighted in yellow, which actually, and we'll delete this section right here. So think of link building and we'll take out those paragraphs right there. So the content still makes sense. We'll hit on detect text. And this is testing the whole article, as you can see. And now we'll click on detect text, deleting all the stuff that came out as AI. And now you can see it bypasses the AI detector because it's like only 23%. Your text contains mixed signals with some parts generated by AI and GPT, but most of it is pretty good, right? And again, if we just delete a couple more AI generated sentences, like you see right here, the article still makes sense, but now it's coming out as likely human written, but may include a few parts generated by AI and ChatGPT. But essentially, this comes out as human written. It bypasses the Zero GPT test, and the content itself is actually really, really good. So, for example, if we count up the word count here, we've got a 500-word article generated in one single click, and it reads and feels way more humanized than anything else I've ever seen, right? So, for example, if we read this content, it's like link building, the VIP pass your website's been missing. Ever felt like your website's just hanging out on the internet like the last guest at a boring party? You've got content style and the whole shebang, but this is about as rare as a sunny day in London, which, my friends, that is not a hallucination. That is 100% true. And even worse if you live in Manchester, I can tell you that for free. So this content comes out really humanized. It's really nice. It reads great. It bypasses AI detectors, and you can do it all in one single click. Plus, you can automate it with the custom GPT. So, for example, let me grab the link to this custom GPT. As you can see, we'll put it in the video notes right there. And I'll talk the concept of this and why it works so well in a second. But what I'm also going to do, if you don't want to use ChatGPT, maybe you want to create your own project, then what I'll do is I'll put the ads copy inside the document and then start using that for your Facebook ads. But you can use that as a template that you can upload into the GPT knowledge base to train ChatGPT on exactly how to write the content, right? And when you do this, you're creating really nice content. It's not spammy at all. It's better than 99% of copywriters I've ever hired. And you can generate all of this in one click, right? So if we look through the style, it's like, write the copy based on the ad style from attached, copy the style, but customize it to my business for my keyword, right? And also cut these dashes, because that is just a telltale sign of AI generated content. Then from here, it's like, see how it attaches short on each line, which is true, because if you look at this content, like you look at the way it's formatted, it just reads really nicely and it's super interesting. Additionally, add plenty of metaphors and similes because that's what creates humor typically. Like, for example, if you look through the content, that's how it uses things to explain stuff. So, for example, quality links are like Michelin stars for your website. They tell Google, hey, this site's legit. Pretty nice way of explaining things as well. Dumb down the humor because the simpler your content is, the easier it's going to be to understand stuff. And then also remove these negative AI fluff words, which are basically like just red flags to say that your content is AI fluff. We've all written a content. I'm sure we've all been there where it starts an article like in today's digital landscape, blah, blah, blah. So that's basically how to bypass AI detectors for free in one single click. Let's try another little go here. So what I'm going to do is just use a basic version of ChatGPT. And if I say, okay, write an article about link building, and we plug that into ChatGPT just to show what it's like before and after, you can see, number one, the content is super boring. Number two, it's not formatted as nicely. And this is even with my custom instructions. And additionally, when it's writing the content here, it's going to use loads of AI fluff words. So for example, if we plug that into Zero GPT, like so, hit detect text, that's just coming out most likely AI and GPT generated. And you can see pretty much like 50% of the article is just highlighted in yellow because it writes trash, right? And the content itself is not very interesting. So number one, it's not humanized. And number two, it doesn't bypass AI detectors. Now, we can argue back and forth about whether Google actually cares about AI detection. Honestly, I don't think it cares very much. But the thing is, you might care because you don't want your content to read like generic trash, right? Also, so for example, we're going to put a keyword equals SEO cost calculator, and you can see how the content itself is really nice. Then if we take that content, and again, we'll plug our GPT just to check that we didn't have a fluke there. It's looking really good, right? And that's a whole article pasted directly into the AI detector. This time around, it's coming out. Your text is human written, 3.6%. Absolutely amazing if you ask me. And that was incredibly easy, wasn't it? So thanks so much for watching. What I've actually done is I've taken the prompt from today on how to humanize content. So if you want to use it directly inside to yourself or any sort of AI model, you can just take the prompt and then plug it in along with the knowledge base, right? So if you want to get free access to that, what I'm going to do is I'll plug it into my free SEO tools section, and that's going to be called Free Content Humanizer, as you can see right here. And if you want the video notes directly from today, you can get them right there, along with the link to the GPT. That is completely publicly accessible. So if you want the link to that, it's in the video notes from today. You can see I've opened it up in a new incognito. Anyone can sign up and get access to that for free due to the limits to ChatGPT. And then if you want a free one-to-one SEO strategy session, feel free to get that link in the comments description. We'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 visitors a month, generate thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot. You get a free SEO domination plan, discover the secrets of link building, we'll answer any questions you have. You'll learn the best link building strategy for your website, plus how to quickly outrank your competitors in link building, how to 10x your SEO traffic based on what's working for us. Additionally, if you want to plug this directly into, let's say, Claude, for example, here's how I would do it, right? And I think Claude would be even better for using this prompt, right? So what you can do is you can take the prompt like so, grab that, we'll plug that into Claude, and then from here, we'll download this as a Word document, and upload it to Claude. As you can see, Claude is available for everyone to use for free as well. Then from here, we're going to insert our keywords. So for example, SEO cost calculator, just as a random example, hit enter like so, and that's going to generate the content for us. And actually, I would say that Claude is a lot better at humanizing content. So if we take this example, I don't know whether it's going to come out 100% human or not. I would bet that it's probably going to do better than our existing piece of content before. So I'm going to grab that content. We'll go to 0GPT, scroll down, click on detect text. That's taken the whole article. And you can see that's come out at only 11% AI generated. And if you wanted to completely make it human, what you can actually do is just remove the yellow sentences. So for example, like this, we'll take these few sentences, hit detect text like so, and now you can see it's pretty much 0% GPT. And then if we just delete these two lines here, bear in mind like the content itself is still 500 words, hit detect text, and there we go, completely human written, as you can see, right? And the content itself is really good. If you look at that content, like it's better than a paid copywriter would do for you. It's easy to create, generated in one click. You can do it for free on Claude, and Claude is better for writing content. So there you go. Cheers.